go for a cold shower.
Okay.
That is not for everybody, but I do it every day, and that has two main advantages. One, it strengthens my body, my mind, and also my immunity. And the second is my act of courage of the day. So it's when you show courage that your courage increases. And every day I don't want at all to go through the cold shower. It's a bad experience for me, and it's one of the first thing I do in the morning. So whatever happens then in the day, I know that I already achieved one of the main tasks I wanted to be as a man, is to become stronger, and that is part of my success. I think.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. Yo, man. Boom, it's Rusty. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Public Access Podcast, the podcast here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. It's September 18th, 2024. And today is my only podcast this week, so enjoy. So I am here to introduce Ouly Reymond. Boom! Cool graphics and stuff. All right, so thank you for being here. Where again in the world are you?
I am in Switzerland.
Switzerland. Okay. All right. Are you from there, or are you
Yes,
stopping
I
by
am
there
from
for the
there.
day?
And no, no,
Okay.
no, no. It's my place of living.
Okay. So what time is it, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon there, something
Yes,
like that?
yes, exactly.
All right. So are you usually are you a morning person, or are you up and going in the morning, or are you waiting a little bit to get going, or how's that work for you?
As a maximum performance coach, I prioritize my sleep. So finally, it's not only on waking up, but how you prepare before to go to bed. And I have a routine to before to go to bed is to first just read what I have to do the next day, so I am prepared to do what is required to do. And normally I pray a little bit, and I also visualize what I want to achieve the next day. And also I ask me a question before to go to bed on how to become better, or what did I learn from this day. So I implement every day a new technique and new learnings on which I can build some experience and expertise that will be helpful for the rest of my life. I try to be really conscious of what I am living to improve my life and also other people's life through my coaching sessions. And
Good.
and in the morning, what I do normally is I go for a cold shower. that
Okay.
is that is not for everybody, but I do it every day. And that has two main advantages. One, it strengthens my body, my mind, and also my immunity. And the second is my act of courage of the day. So it's when you show courage that your courage increases. And every day I don't want at all to go through the cold shower. It's a bad experience for me, and it's one of the first thing I do in the morning. So whatever happens then in the day, I know that I already achieved one of the main tasks I wanted to be as a man, is to become stronger, and that is part of my success. I think.
So, or do you do any are your showers cold the whole time, or do you put it on cold at the end, or
Um, I am a fanatic, so I do as cold as possible, and it's colder in winter than in the summer. And now I am also practicing to go also in the winter, but later in the day, to go directly in a lake. So the water is much colder than with the shower. And I would recommend for people, you have two types of people. The one is like me, and you can see at the swimming pool, you will recognize which one you will be. Either you are the one that need to go from the foot, then to the ankles, then to the knee, and then to the belly, and then you go in the water very calmly, or you are like me and you say, okay, I know I will go in the cold, and up you plunge directly. And if you are like me, then you will be able to go directly for a cold water and say, okay, poof, it's hard, but I know I will do it. And if you are the second type, then you will have to go really gently in the mood of, okay, I want to become stronger and I will increase my ability to support the cold. In that case, I would recommend you begin with the warm and you end with the cold. And then you try to decrease the time in which you take the hot shower and increase the time you would take the cold shower. And then at the end, you will be able to reach the same level as the other type.
And
But it's a
so,
process.
are you getting people like when if you go and you jump in the lake? Is there other people there jumping in the lake with you? Or are you jumping in the lake by yourself?
Yes, because I have a group that is called the 1%, in which I want to inspire people and make them as strong physically, mentally, spiritually, energetically, and also financially, because everything is linked through the mindset. And to have this warrior mindset in which you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, but intentionally that you will have your level of resistance that will skyrocket. And that's why with this group, we go for sometimes for a cold plunge, especially in the winter. And with this group, they will obtain much more results than just physically, finally. It's a mindset improvement that they will gain through the practice.
And so then, what do you do after you get out of the water, out of the cold water?
Yeah. First of all, when you go out, finally, it's not so cold because it was colder in the lake, and that means that everything is in life is related to other things. So if you go from something really soft to something really hard, it will be harder from to go from something really hard to something very soft. And you can also have the same analogy in working. If you are coming from work to holiday times, it's easier. But when you come from holidays to working again, you don't like it very much because you have to lose this comfort in which you are. And it's the same applies also for the cold. So it's easier to stand up and to stay outside when you go from the very cold water. And then to warm a little bit, my advice would be to take with you some tea or some coffee or something hot that you can drink, and then you can warm yourself very gently and at your rhythm. Then you can come with your clothes and you come back to the day, but with an energy. Wow, it's amazing. For those who are practicing it, then it becomes an addiction. You know you will suffer, but at the end you feel so proud that it's something that is irradiating for the rest of the day.
Yeah. And so, are you meeting up with everyone early in the morning then to do this? Do you like meet at like whatever time and then say meet at the lake and then we'll go and do the day from there?
Yes, yes, it can be at any time, but I would recommend to do it in the morning before to go to work, or if you are in the weekend to do it in the morning, because then you gain your day. It's my word. Once you did something very tough in your day, then you know whatever happens in your day, you won it. You won it. It's a win. You
Right.
you did something very difficult and you feel proud of what you achieved already this day.
And so, what kind of got you to doing this? I guess it's more the question would be, you said you were kind of preparing for what you're doing the next day and visualizing,
Yes.
are you writing this down, or is it all in your head, or
No, no, I have my agenda and I have a look at what I have to do the next day. And also one tip for your audience to increase the level of ability to do what is required to do. One is to have a timer. So you know at that time I need to go to bed or at that time I need to do this task because we all know we are lost in our day and we don't find what we have to do because we are totally, yes, in a state of mind of I follow the mood, how I feel, and finally you don't do what is required. One, take a timer, and the second is note what is your leverage. What is the action or the task you will do the next day that will have a leverage on your life, personal, familial, financial, professional life? What is the best one? What is the best thing you have to do that will leverage your life in the future? And that is the one task you should do the next day. Absolutely.
right? And so, is there like what happens if you have to change your plans or something else happens? What goes on with that? What's the pivot for that, or is there a pivot for
Mhm.
that?
For the cold shower, no, because it's the first thing I do in the morning. So I only can do it, and it's in the process. But if something bad happens in my life that is not coming to the plan, the first thing, and I saw it in a film, in a movie, it is to state and to make an evaluation, an assessment of what is around, what is the situation, what should I do now. So have a little bit time, if there is not an emergency, to say, okay, what is the situation and what is the best move that I can do from there? Instead of this happened and wow you react, and but for us you are going in the wrong direction, and once you are in the wrong direction to come back to the other, you are losing sometimes energy and potentially it can be a death issue. So you need to really focus on you and what is the best thing to do at that moment.
Yeah. And so, what kind of got you to be doing what you're doing now? Were you kind of the opposite of how you are now, and you grew into it, or have you always kind of been with this mindset and you were able to implement it more now, or what?
Yes, just my little story, very short. I consider me as the average man, as the ordinary man, and I decided to become extraordinary. So first of all, it was through my competition experience, because as a vice champion of judo of the world master, I was not the best when I was a child. My parents just threw me there to increase my level of confidence, and that was a good move. But I was not meant to become this guy. It just through persistence, consistency, that I became this champion of the world. And the same applies in whatever you do. And I took a lot of time to transfer all my expertise, all my knowledge in sport, competition, mindset, in business, in professional and relational life. And when you apply everything through this lens, so be excellent, be on time, be focused, be consistent, then you will have success not only in sport but also in everything you are touching.
So, I'm sorry, what sport did you say you were doing?
In judo.
In judo. Okay, all right. And so, uh, did you stop uh doing judo? Are you not no longer doing judo?
I would
Just
say that I am 45 now and it's not a priority, but as there are still competitions, you can do it until 70 or more. And in my process, it's like this. I did it because I wanted it. It's my ego that wanted to become a very good a sportler. But I do it now for my children. So I want to be an example for them. And even if I passed my apex, I would say, now I am just leading and showing my children that is courage, that you are perhaps not the best, but people always fear you, and you are still on the field. You are still competing. You are still a warrior. You have this mindset of not letting go. Okay, perhaps you lose, but you have respect for people that are showing, even if you know they are no longer the same, they are no longer the best, but at least they try their best, and that is what impressed me so much from people. It's that when you give the best of what you have, you only can respect this kind of people, even if you know they are weaker than you, even you know they will not succeed, but at least they try, because we see a lot of people that are even not trying, that also quit before to go to the end. And that is something that also make me feel sad, because you only know what you are capable of when you give 100%.
Right. And so then are you still involved with it at all? Are you like are you I mean you said you are. Are you still like are you like teaching people now? Are you like
Yes, in my club, I teach people. I have another person that is doing it mainly, and I am the person that is there if he is not able to give the course. That is part of my legacy, and I think it's part of every person's legacy. Once you grow from a child to an adult, and then your life is essentially you. And at the end of your life, I think after 50, 60, you will recognize that your life is not what was essential, but what you can let from what you lived, to explain people the lessons of your life, how it can help them to not make the same mistakes. And I feel already fulfilled to do it already now, at a very young age, because finally my life is already fulfilled. I achieved everything in my life, either in sport or in my relationships or with my family. That now I try to dedicate my time to help the more people I can.
so um have you gotten to a point where you have any of your people you have trained with or trained or you know in your model that you work and teach to everyone that have where I guess the phrase is where the student becomes the teacher. Like, have you
Mhm.
got it to where you can pass it to someone and like they know they know everything you know?
Mhm.
Um, do you think, or is it like what's kind of that process?
Yes, not yet, because I am at the early stage of my process in coaching. And that's why I have some people, but what I see from them is their ability to grow, to become better. And I would say also that what separates me from other people or other coaches, mainly it is a top-down relationship. You inspire, you teach, and the person, the student, is above. But I am different. I am built different, and I am not only um, above, but also at the same level. That's why when people are going with me in the cold lake, I go with them.
You're
and
not just
and
standing out there smoking a
no, no, no.
cigarette saying,
You have
"Hey,
to do it. You
get
have
in
to,
the
yeah.
water, get in the water." I know
I,
what's good for you.
I am suffering with them. Also, the same apply with the sport. I do with young adults, but also with teenagers, and sometimes as my boy that is 14 and is already better than me in sprinting. My goal now, because he's better than me, is to push him to be the best challenger and the best competitor so he can raise a little bit. So I raise a little bit my level. So it's always a competition, even if he is better, because it will push him to become greater than me. So that is a part of my legacy too. And it's not in staying and on the chair that you will have a big impact. It's in being around and to show the example physically that you will inspire the more people.
So was going with that. So then you decided to write a book. What was that after you had started, or was the book or that started coaching, or was that kind of the catalyst of what started
Mm.
your coaching?
No,
Was
I
it?
would say
Yeah.
that it was just an opportunity. I,
Okay.
I I had it in my mind, and finally it came to me, and it was a fantastic opportunity to be at Brian Tracy's side. Brian Tracy is a person that wrote more than 70 books. He's an inspirational leader. He is on the stage everywhere on the world, and I could associate with him for a book, and in which we speak about business, but also about personal life, how to have success in your life. And the book is called Succeeding in Business in Any Market. And you will have tools very easy to apply to leverage your life. As I explained also with the cold shower, it's one of the parts in the book. You will have tips to increase your productivity, your focus, and I can only recommend it to you.
Yeah.
And
Go
in
ahead.
what I explained and just a brief summary of my chapter in the book is about having strong foundation as a tree. When you see a tree, you see, wow, it's beautiful, it's big, but what you don't see is underground. It's the roots. And when you have a big tree, you have to have before strong foundations, strong roots. You will never have a big tree without big roots. And the roots for me are knowing who you are, what you are standing for, your values, your vision, and your missions. That are the roots that are founding your basis. And then you have a trunk that is, for example, health and mastering your emotions. And then you have the leaves and the upper part that is about spirituality, about mastering your mind. And once you have everything, you flourish and you can give to other people.
You will sleep better than you have ever slept. You've never been this relaxed. Are you ready to change your life? I'm Rusty Diamond, certified hypnotist. You don't need to leave your house. You can stay in your bed. You can stay in your favorite chair. You just need a computer or your phone. You can get a hold of me. Stay at home. I'll make your life better.
Hypnosisisgreat.com.
And so when you were writing this, were you taking notes and putting it in a notebook or putting it into your phone, or did you sit down in front of a computer? Did you have a typewriter? Did you have a
Yeah.
stone and a chisel, or what was your kind of
My so my idea for the book is what I could do on the best level for myself, and then I improved it through GPT, to be totally honest. But I had in my mind, okay, I want people to be very highly competent, and through my expertise, my personal knowledge, I wanted to give it, and then I improved it with AI.
yeah? And so um how that work with getting all that squared away with AI, and because yeah, I mean, I'm a fan, and it's an interesting one, because it can be, I don't know, it can be polarizing with some people. Some people are not not all about it, but I mean, it's what you're saying, and it's just it's a smart way to write, and I think it helps. I think it helps a lot. And uh, are you? Let's see. So was this written then, kind of recently then?
Yes,
That-
yes, and it's now available on my website. You can find it, and also I gave you all the links so that you can find it.
I'll put those,
For
yeah, in
the
the notes.
yes, for the AI, I am also a fan of it, but you have to be really cautious. And I think yes, most of the books now you don't know if they are written by man or by machines. In that case, it's through the experience. For example, you cannot explain what is a cold lakes experience if you didn't live it.
Right. Uh, I mean, does it matter if it was written by AI or not? I mean, like the whole point of a story, or a manual or a book or any of those things, is what people are going to experience and what they're going to get out of it. I mean, what does it really
Yes, yes.
matter how it was written? I mean, people are going to need to get the information or the story or feelings however they're going to get it, and
Mhm.
that's really all that matters, is it gets out to people that needs to get out to people. And um so yeah, like we're saying, it'll be down in the description of this show with all your links. And yeah, so I mean, people can find you that way, any way they can find you, or any other way they can find you, or anything
Yes,
else you want to.
yes, I have my website because my goal is to inspire people, and that's why uh, I have this company called the Maximum, because it's to maximize your potential, maximize your goals, and to achieve them, to explore the full potential. So the website is www.maximum/performance.com. That's why I am more dedicated for people that want to become high achievers and high performers.
Cool. And then, so then they can just, if they want to do that or want to get your book, you just go there and
Yes,
buy it, or, sign up for the course,
message. Yes.
send you a message. Excellent. Okay. Well, that sounds good. Well, thank you, Ouly, for being on here. Appreciated having you on, and hope you have a great rest of your day. All right.
Yeah, thank you very much for the honor and opportunity to speak with you, Rusty, and have a nice day too.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. That was Ouly Reymond. So thank you everyone for being here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. Check me out, rustydiamond.net. The show, you can listen or watch. If you're doing one of those, you can do the other, whatever you feel like. It's all good. And that is the show, man. Boom.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.